Our sitter Sean Rankle, Liam Hallway. If you're watching this, it's probably a good chance that you may have listened to our Fun in the Locker Room radio show and podcast at Villanova University, formerly on 89.1 FM WXVU Villanova student run radio, The Roar. We had so much fun doing that our junior and senior year of college, and we thought, why not keep it going? We, love talking about sports, and we really enjoyed having a platform to share with you guys. So just continuing past graduation, we'd love to share our hot takes, terrible debates, all the news and headlines everywhere. But the best part is it's free flowing now. There's no restrictions. You're not going to see any ads or anything. We're not going to really restrict in the format. Every 15 minutes, you won't be hearing any ads. And honestly, kind of the best part is you're probably going to hear or see, our faces and see the faces behind the voices. For 2 years, you're just listening to our beautiful, soothing voices, not sure who we were, and maybe you're kind of horrified by what you see, but you're going to see our faces probably. So hopefully we get to connect a little bit better with our audience and get into it. Um, as always, we have a little bit of format here. We'll probably start with the NFL. We have so much to cover because it has been a tremendous amount of time since we were last on the air. Um, but I'm going to open up to my wonderful co-hosts and see what do you guys want to do today? Like, how should we lead this? How should we start this?
I feel like we gotta start with the biggest thing happening these days. It's gotta be NBA. I think last time we talked was just starting the conference finals. If we want to go back and talk briefly about the conference finals and the NBA finals and things we took away from those.
Yeah, I'd like to start on the end of the season. I think we need to talk about the conference finals, what happened there, and as well as the Denver Nuggets winning their first ever championship. I think we
I feel
definitely
like
need
we,
to
we should
address
give
that.
Sean the give Sean the floor. It was his team. Obviously, we almost saw some incredible history going on. Um, let's give Sean the floor. Give us some takeaways, thoughts. It's been a lot of time since then, so you've had some time to soak it in and look back on it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of healing going on since then. It took a while to heal from that
Floor is yours, man.
loss. It seems like in the 4 years of college, twice the Heat have come into a Eastern Conference final against Celtics and been seen as the inferior team, and twice they've beaten us. Once in the bubble and now then. So definitely a little repeat of that. But it was a tough series. Showed a lot of flaws the Celtics team had. I felt like lack of a third player who can really score the ball was definitely a big thing that was identified at the Celtics front office, which obviously we'll talk about later has been fixed a little bit. But the Heat played really well. They had a great series. Their role players, Kevin Love, Caleb Martin, the fact that Caleb Martin averaged the same number of points as Jaylen Brown shows there's a big problem there. But it was a tough series, and they fought back. Who knows if Jason Tatum was fully healthy, whether we could have won it or not. But you never know. It's another year, another Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics seems to be here every year, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon.
Sean, what do you think about Jaylen Brown's performance in the series?
It
Good
was
question.
disappointing. I expect more from him. He's the second best player on a, argument's sake, championship level team. And he's up for the max contract. He's up for his true max, up for the possibility of getting paid the biggest contract in NBA history. And you expect a lot more than that for a guy who's going to be making $60 million a year, potentially.
Do you think he's
thought it was,
able to? No, you go, Liam. I was just gonna make a quick
No, I
joke.
was just going to say, I thought it was very interesting how the Celtics really didn't switch their game plan and the fact that they allowed him to handle the ball and sort of play make when that just obviously was not working for them. I think it's going to be really interesting that they let Marcus Smart go, who is their primary playmaker, and elected go after a big man. Because now I think Jaylen Brown's just going to have more of the ball, and playmaking is going to be kind of more of what he's asked to do, which he kind of showed, he's somewhat lacking on that. Do you think letting go of Marcus Smart was, a good move, or obviously you got Kristaps, but
It's a double-edged sword because we needed another player who could score the ball. I felt like who can take pressure off Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And Kristaps Porzingis is definitely a guy who has shown year after year is a I know Liam, you don't like him from the Dallas era, but last specifically with the Wizards, like he showed what he's capable of doing scoring wise. The point guard position, the playmaking position is definitely gonna be something that's gonna be interesting. I don't think the Celtics don't moves this offseason. I think there's still more coming out. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Rumors about Dame and all that stuff. I don't think Dame's going there, but Derek White's gonna need to step up, Brock is gonna need to step up, or maybe they can bring another veteran point guard who can do the facilitating stuff. Who knows?
I feel like before like I give my 2 cents on Marcus Smart and that trade and everything. You talked about the Jalen Brown extension, and the biggest question I had from the series was, does Jalen Brown know how to dribble left, like with his left hand? Like and I don't say this lightly. It looked like, I think I used this analogy when we were watching the finals or whenever, but or the conference finals. Sean, you know those big handballs you would play with at
Oh
in
God.
elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
You played handball with those, right?
Yep.
It looked like he was dribbling one of those when he was going left. You know, it was just pretty. It was tough to watch, and Tatum played well. Um, I have a question more about the series before getting to free agency. What do you think changed from being down 3-0 to going into a game 7? What changed with the team? Whether it was the Heat, the Celtics, like what? How does that just happen? You
I
lose
don't
three
think
straight,
much.
you win three straight.
I don't think much changed. I think they at least. It's been so long that I can't fully remember, but I think game one and game two were relatively close games. They lost down the stretch, and I think they just found the way to win those games. I think Jason Tatum was like, Jalen Brown, you're playing terribly. Let's put the team on my back and let's do this thing. I don't think much changed. I think that he got a little complacent. Joe Mazzulla learned how to coach a little bit. Like, it's the first year head coach. He's going through growing pains, but there's other mistakes he made. Like, Hayden Princeton's playing in game one
Yeah.
of the finals after not playing much all season. Like, there was growth in that aspect, but I think it was just a lot of, like, close games going the other way.
Yeah, I think I was a little worried that like the Heat were just running out of steam. I mean, they had put together some incredible wins throughout the postseason, and it's tough to sustain that. And I think we could probably say before we get into it that they ran out of steam versus the Nuggets, or maybe just the Nuggets were just an immovable force or unstoppable, whatever the analogy is. But um, yeah, I would probably agree with you. I didn't notice a tremendous amount of change. It did look like the Heat were getting complacent. And they were relying on some big performances from Jimmy and Bam on their way to that series, and Jimmy and particularly Bam really didn't show up in a lot of games. And when you're relying on Kevin Love and Caleb Martin, and shout out the role players, especially ones that got paid, like Struess, the ones that got some bags in the offseason. But I'll take it back to that Bam Adebayo clip when he couldn't make a 2-foot floater with Derek White guarding him. Like, I think those are some of the reasons why they let it get to a game 7 and they almost were on the wrong side of history.
I thought it was very interesting how, as the series went on against the Celtics, Jimmy got less and less aggressive on offense. And that's kind of what propelled them, especially against the Bucks. He was just a flat out killer, attack mode 24/7. Against the Celtics, he kind of lost that as the series went on. But, every game was tight. Derek White had one of the craziest game winners I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In a playoff game. That was nuts. Literally, with 0.1 seconds left, he got it off. It was insane. But for the Celtics to even come back and not roll over after being down 3-0, it was a little promising, I'd say. There is a silver lining to this rank.
Yeah, it's definitely a silver lining there. It's taking time.
It's got to be a bit
They're just
frustrating,
gelling.
though.
Yes. It's the other aspect is like if we came back from 3-0,
It's
why
almost just like,
were we down 3-0?
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like we'll save it for the offseason talk, like going forward, like when will it be the Celtics year? Because I am in the camp that believes that everyone keeps saying next year for the Celtics, and I think they will get back to the finals, but obviously we can wait till the free agency talk. Lakers Nuggets. I mean, there's really not much to talk about there. Like, that was just a beat down. It was embarrassing.
Shout out Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
dude is him. He is him. Jokic, best player in the league right now.
Maybe he was able to do some stuff offensively, but he couldn't guard Jokic, and it's shocking what a former, I think he won Defensive Player of the Year at some point in his career, like how much Jokic exposed him all series. And if you double team him, somebody's open at all times. The Nuggets are just complete team.
Yeah, probably the most well built roster in the playoffs in the league, and you saw that versus the Heat, like just moving into the finals. Like I think we were all excited about, like it was hard not to root for the Heat like on their way to the finals, but it was just like it was a little level of delusion if you thought the Heat were going to win that series in the finals. Not to put
Just
it
love
bluntly,
the brand
but
of basketball that the Nuggets play. Just team basketball. Shout out their bench guys too. Uncle Jeff, Bruce Brown, Christian Braun, or Brown, or whatever, however you pronounce it. Just dogs off the bench, man. They come into the game and they don't miss a beat. Everybody knows their roles. Shout out Michael, Never Swing the Rock Porter. Dude did his thing in the finals. He stepped up on defense too. I was really happy for him. He played really good defense in the finals, but the Heat were never going to win that series. They just nobody to stop Jokic, nobody to stop Jamal, and you have KCP and MPJ, Aaron Gordon. I think was it game 1 where Aaron Gordon scored like the first 10 points or something right out of the gates for the Nuggets. You knew it was going to be a problem.
yeah, it was just there's the Heat just ran out of steam basically. Like there's just really nothing they could do at that point.
Even if they had older steam, like they just didn't have the talent or the skill players to match up against it. Like the Heat beat a bunch of teams because they were the better team, quote unquote, like not the better players, but they just ran into a team that had the better players plus were just a better team together.
Yeah.
One interesting question I have for the two of you, actually, because I know how much you hate this team, but looking back on the NBA playoffs, the only team to beat the Nuggets twice in a playoff series was the Phoenix Suns. Do we think about that team differently?
I was actually talking to my father about this the other day. The only games that Suns won were when Chris Paul wasn't playing. Just wanted to let everybody know about that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Chris Paul's really going to be thinking about going to the finals. Actually, that's not true. It's true. I forgot where he actually ended up. But should we just jump into it? I know we're all just like at the edge of our seats. Talk about free
let's
agency.
get into it.
Let's talk about it.
What should we start with? There was a lot of movement. I think we just have to get into the Beal trade.
We got to start with Beal.
Yeah.
I think my takeaway from this might be a little different than your guys, but I don't think the Suns have learned their lesson. I really don't. They went all in on Kevin Durant, traded everybody for it, and look what happened. All I'm saying is one of the 3 guys goes down. We're going to have issues in Phoenix, man. Even if they don't go down, they have Bull right now as their starting 4, and do they still have Landry Shamet? Is that the only bench piece they have? Like we saw him and Torrey Craig fared, in the playoffs last year. Those are not playoff caliber players. But yeah, Campaign. Did they just tell?
Campaign's gone.
Did they waive him or something or trade him? Trade him for a second?
Yeah,
something happened. He dropped like 50 in that league somewhere. Like he he got his like fuck you guys moment. He just went out and dropped 50 the same day.
The Suns, they haven't learned their lesson, man. You gotta, unless they're gonna sell Ayton at the deadline for like a lot of depth, I really don't understand what they're doing, because when you play the game of basketball, there's only one basketball. Beal, Booker, and Durant cannot be all shooting at the same time. I don't know.
I think they would love Ayton. I think if they had a trade out there that they could get 2 role players, like the rumors back in the day of a Miles Turner, Buddy Hield for like DeAndre Ayton, they would do that in a heartbeat because they know they need role players. But
But why would the
Yeah,
Pacers
the
do
Pacers
that?
would not
No,
do
but the
that.
Pacers
I want to
wouldn't
talk
do it, exactly.
later. We got to talk about what the Pacers are doing because I think it'd be
They
nice.
wouldn't do that, but I'm saying just hypothetically.
What team is going to take Aiden and give up some depth?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I'll give the Suns JaVale McGee and Tim Hardaway for DeAndre Ayton.
That I could see happening. But
That
that's
would be
like not
fleecing.
that's not a lot. If JaVale McGee becomes your starting center,
The Bradley Beal trade's hard because,
I don't know what they're doing.
but think about it in a
this kind of reminds me of when the Sixers. No, you go, Sean.
like the Bradley Beal trade by itself. They had the they had the two superstars plus DeAndre Ayton. Chris Paul was not part of their team going forward. If you think about it in a vacuum in a certain situation, they weren't going to bring in a free agent. They only had minimum free agents to bring in, so they brought in a superstar to try to like add other players to this team. That was the only way they were going to add somebody else to this team of any caliber. They were going to have minimum contracts either way. So I don't know. It didn't seem like a terrible trade.
In a vacuum, I agree with you. I mean, they kind of gave up nothing, just Chris Paul in a shit ton of seconds. But at the same time, like the point I was going to bring up earlier is it kind of reminded me of when the Sixers had Simmons and Embiid, and they brought in Jimmy and Tobias in the same season, just sacrificing a bunch of their depth. And I mean, you can see there was a lot of fit issues. Obviously, they were like one Kawhi bounce away from maybe going to the conference finals and the finals. But you know, I don't think it took anybody it didn't take anybody with more than a fucking brain to realize that Jimmy, Ben Simmons, and Embiid is not like the best fit. You know what I mean? And I can't see how Beal, Durant, and Booker are going to be the best fit. Like Durant was great in Golden State because he could be off ball and Steph could also be off ball. But at the same time, like I can't really see Booker being off ball. And who's their point guard at the end of the day? It worked in Golden State with Curry and Durant because Curry is a natural point guard, and you have Steve Kerr, which is a great coach. They just got rid of Monty Williams and hired dumbass Frank Vogel, which makes no sense. And you have no point guard. Like Devin Booker's, he can pass when he wants to, but he's not a point guard. And Beal's probably the best at being off ball, but at the same time, like I just don't see the fit happening really at all. I just have a lot of question marks on like this is going to be a great 2K team. I think we can all agree with that. But when it comes to getting wins in the regular season, especially the postseason, I don't see it.
I totally agree. I don't understand why the Suns would kind of put themselves in a situation where they have no money to spend on role players after what happened in the playoffs, where that's the only reason they lost in the playoffs was because they didn't have other guys that could step up outside of Booker and Beal. And I mean, Bradley Beal, he's no spring chicken, I mean, he scored like 22 points last year, 22 points a game as the main dude on the Wizards.
Yeah.
He's going to be getting the ball half the amount of time. He's just going to be a glorified role player, in my opinion, at this point. I don't know. I really don't understand why, if you're going to trade with the Wizards, they have so many guys that could fit holes in their team. They could go after Daniel Gafford, maybe a Monte Morris, maybe a Denny Avdia, something. But I really don't think Beal raises the ceiling for them that much.
Can I have a glorified Dick Rider moment real quick? Could you bring up Bradley Beal? I feel like you know what I'm going to say. So Bradley Beal,
Russell
you all
made that man.
Well, but I'm not even saying just because Russell. It's because Russell Westbrook's a point guard, and he's like a very good passer. And Bradley Beal had his best year when he was playing alongside him. And then you see, a couple years without Russ, and he's down to 22 points on like worse efficiency. Like you need point guards to make you better. That's just kind of how basketball works, and it's not going to be Devin Booker. I've never seen Kevin Durant stand at the top of the key and initiate an offense. I've never seen him do that in his life. Yeah, they signed Eric Gordon. Is he going to do that? You don't have Cameron Payne. I don't even think there's a point guard on this roster. It might be Damian Lee if he's a point guard. He might not even be one. It's just a fundamental thing in basketball. Like you need someone to facilitate, or else it's just going to be your turn, my turn, his turn. It's just that's not sustainable.
Based on ESPN rosters, there is nobody on the Suns roster labeled as a point guard. Not a single one.
That's actually
I
really
love it,
funny.
man. I love it, man. It's awesome to see their downfall. It really is. We're seeing it in real time right now. God,
I think
this
like
is
another
great.
thing too is like, what is this team's identity? I thought that Western Conference Finals team, or I guess the Finals team, the Suns Finals team, had a great identity. And I know we talked about this when Kevin Durant got traded there, that they kind of changed it a little bit. But you don't have like you have two players left from that team. It's Booker and Aiden. Aiden's probably gone. So I just don't know what's your identity anymore. I thought that team had a really good identity. Chris Paul, Aiden, Booker, and then your role players that all like stood up, like did shit when you needed them to do shit. Like, what is the identity here?
They don't have one. You know what
And
their identity is? The bitches of the West. That's what they are. They're known as the softies, led by
Just-
Booker and Aiton, and KD, Mr. Charmin Ultra Soft himself. But I don't know. Right when the KD trade happened, and you give up guys like Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, in retrospect, it makes no sense why they did that if they could go get Beal for a bag of chips.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I feel
You
like
think they should have just not done the Durant and done Beal?
If they didn't do the Durant trade, I think their series against the Nuggets could have gone very, very differently.
yeah.
What were
And
you
it's not
gonna
the
say,
first time we've seen teams like get rid of all their role players to try to get a star. And in the Nets case and the Clippers case, I don't think it's worked out for either of them. So I don't know why the Suns think they're going to be different.
That's true.
We'll have to see.
But yeah,
I guess let's follow that trade. So Chris Paul was a Wizard for a few days and then got flipped for Jordan Poole. So do you want to start with the Warrior side of things or the Wizard side of things?
Let's talk about the Warriors.
Okay.
The actual relevant team. I hate to say it, I really like this move from the Warriors, just from a pure chemistry standpoint. Draymond hated Jordan Poole. Draymond is the Warriors dude. They're going to ride out Steph, Draymond, and Clay until it's completely over. And getting Chris Paul, I think it's going to be interesting how he can play with Curry, because Curry could end up with like 8 open threes a game, which is absolutely insane to think about. But on the defensive side of that, it's going to be interesting to see them run out a lineup of CP3, Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond. It's going to be kind of like the death lineup that we talked about in the playoffs 2 years ago. But I think it's going to be even a little better because Chris Paul has the playmaking ability. And he's very unselfish. Clay's going to be getting open looks. Wiggins is going to be catching lobs, And I just think it's a great move for the Warriors. I really do.
Sean, you're a closeted Warriors fan. What do you have to say about this?
Imagining Steph Curry playing off ball is just like, I don't even have the words to describe it. Like, his ability to move off the ball has been documented time and time again as one of the best in basketball. And having Chris Paul being the point guard and finding ways to get Steph Curry the ball in space wide open, my God, like, the ceiling's endless. Like, there's problems defensively having those two on the court together, but offensively, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have Draymond and Chris Paul, if you like that death lineup that you were talking about, like the amount of playmaking there is incredible. But do you will we see Curry doing any playmaking? He almost becomes the third playmaker in that lineup, which is kind of a crazy statement.
Isn't that insane to think about, though? That just like the depth of every lineup combination possible. Like, Steph doesn't even need to be on the court. They could run Kevon Looney at their 5, take Steph out, and they still have. They'll get open shots for everybody. I really like this move from the Warriors because, I don't know, I was never a Jordan Poole guy, and the Warriors didn't like him as well. So I think you get rid of somewhat of a cancer, an addict dude who, at this point in his career, he needs to win a championship. That's the only thing he wants to do. I think it's a perfect move.
You don't think they're going to miss Jordan Poole's scoring at all?
What scoring?
When you have Curry and Clay, yeah, because he did not show up. They couldn't play him in the playoffs. He was just
Yeah.
such a liability that they couldn't play. More shots for Curry, more shots for Clay.
But you do have to admit, like, and I'm not a Warriors defender by any means, but Jordan Poole's contributions, whether it's energy, points, momentum, whatever, in the finals when they won was like you can't deny that. Like that was a vital part to them. Not saying that's the most important part, but I think I actually saw because Draymond's podcast is getting popular for some reason. Before Poole got traded, Draymond like was on record saying that like that buzzer beater three that Poole hit going into the fourth quarter of the closeout game that put them over. Like they were losing to the Celtics, and that three they were winning going to the fourth. He was just saying that momentum was like incredible. Like it was so invaluable. So now that I've said that, your answer doesn't change whether they're going to miss him.
And they got the contract off the books, which is one of the greatest things they could have done.
Yeah, they got 1 year with Chris Paul now.
A little dynamic duo in Washington or what? Kuzma and Poole, the new duo of the future? No?
Bruh. I gotta look at the East.
They're the worst team in the East.
They could be the worst team in the entire NBA next year. Yeah, they are. They're worse than the Pistons for sure.
But they're a year late on it. Like, who are they going to go after this year? Like, I don't know the draft class coming up, but it's not Wemby.
Unless I don't even know. I mean, all I know is that Bronny's going to be there. I don't know who else is going to be in that draft.
You know what? Good for the Wizards, though.
Some kid that's going to, make a big impact.
The Wizards need to tank for a while. They had Beal and they wouldn't let him go.
The other problem, though,
you get too concerned about selling seats, and
The other problem, though, with Beal and I guess all the NBA right now is the fact that the Supermax came into play for teams to keep their star players, but it seems like star players are just using the team to get the Supermax and then requesting a trade the year later. And that's what Beal basically did, and kind of what Dame's doing at the same point right now, of taking the money and then getting out of there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you bring up Dame because the Blazers are in a much better position than the Wizards to rebuild, but they seem like they need to learn something from the Wizards and just get that man out of Portland. They have like a legit good future if they with all the assets they could get back from Dame. You have Scoot, Shaden Sharp, Simons. Rebuild already.
I just don't understand why they would sign Jeremy Grant to a huge deal if they knew that Dame wanted out. That's the one thing that really, I don't understand because, and I say it biasly, because that man would be the man on the Mavericks. Like, I've been saying it for years. He'd be the man. But what are the Blazers doing? Like, if they're going to go in a full rebuild, you can't give a dude who's aging 5-year 160. It doesn't make sense. You're going to rebuild for 3 years, and his contract is going to be on your books when you need, role players. You're going to need role players. And that's
when did Dame tell them he was leaving? Like, did they do this with the mind that Dame was staying, and this was a way to convince him to stay? And then Dame was like, "Well, you signed him, great. Like that's leaving." And if that's the case, then Dame, that's ridiculous.
I think it came out 2 weeks after Dame announced it. 2 weeks after Grant got signed, but you can't tell me the writing wasn't on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't tell me the writing wasn't on the wall for a while. Dame,
and he's been talking about it too.
Yeah, it's been happening for 3 years. Dame said he wanted to leave, or said, "Oh, I want to stay loyal," but he's always on live on Instagram talking about where he wants to go, the Lakers, the Heat, wants to be down in Miami. Dude's a little diva. I don't know.
But I don't know what I don't really get back. What can the Blazers get back from the Heat realistically? Nothing.
It's true.
Like they don't want Tyler Hero. They've said that not publicly, but it's been reported multiple times. And other than that, the Heat don't have anything else that's really valuable in a bunch of draft picks.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the role players went and got paid by other teams. Like Struess isn't there, um, Vincent's not there anymore. They're kind of like, yeah, I understand. Like I thought, like during the finals, the Heat would be a good trade um, partner for them, but no, I don't really think that anymore, to be honest. But I mean, one quick thing about like why they won't trade him, like I feel like in the NBA more than a lot of other sports, you can't really have like rookies come in and make immediate winning contributions. You kind of go through that whole tank process a little bit. Like in the NFL, you can just have like a rookie running back come in and just light it up for your team. But I mean, the Blazers are idiots if they think that Scoot Henderson's going to come in and be like the piece they need. Like you need to give rookies time with the ball in their hands. Pause to to like grow into the player that they are, and the timelines just don't make sense. I feel like in the NBA, you need your timelines to be on the same point, and this just is just everything's all over the fucking place. You got Jeremy Grant, you got Dame's fucking old, Shaden Sharp's a baby, Simons is like not old, but he's gonna not be super young anymore if you keep holding on a Dame. Like it's just fucking weird.
If
Like any of
Dame
us could
didn't,
get on my league right now and just rebuild this roster way better than the Blazers GM.
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
if Dame didn't say he was only going to play for the Heat, I think they could have already found a trade partner and already got assets back. But I think Dame is hampering the trade because, like the Celtics, theoretically, they've been talks about him going to Celtics.
Was there another team that he put on there, or was it just the Heat?
Just the Heat. Like, if he was allowed to go somewhere else, the Celtics could like give money. The Spurs could give something. Plenty of teams could give something. But why would you give up assets to risk a superstar that's going to be disgruntled and not want to be with you? Like, it's pointless for other teams.
Rank, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If Dame said he would go to the Celtics and the Heat, would you give up Jaylen Brown straight up?
Yeah.
It's got to be an obvious answer here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay. I think that Dame with Tatum and now Porzingis, Time Lord, oh my God, I think they'd be unstoppable.
But I think they could do it without
I'd
giving
like
up
to
Jaylen Brown.
put I agree with Sean.
Straight up.
I put an asterisk on that though because I would do Jaylen Brown for Dame, but I would have rather have kept Marcus Smart because now your best perimeter defenders are just gone. Grant Williams is also gone, which we haven't talked about yet. Like you're losing a lot of perimeter defense. So I would have rather kept Grant and Smart and then traded for Dame. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that was just a theoretical. I thought, you would bite at that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't understand why the Blazers wouldn't want a guy like Hero and a billion first-round picks. I feel like that fits into their timeline so much better than kind of anything else they're going to get at this point. I don't know.
I'm personally probably the lowest on Tyler Hero out of anybody because I don't think
you can always flip Hero too.
But he's making so much money. He's like Jordan Poole. Man. They're the same player. They're overpaid role players.
He is kind of like a better Jordan Poole.
He is. Come on, Jordan Poole was good for like 25 games.
So was Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero had that.
People forget what Hero did in the bubble. People forget what Hero did in the bubble.
That's it though.
Hero's also making fat money right now though.
What's he making compared to Jordan Poole? They got to be similar contracts. They have to be similar.
What did Jordan Poole's
making a bag?
I think
they're both probably getting.
Hero's making like 30 or something. Like it's pretty. Which is just, it's just terrible. This honestly is the saga that will just never end, and I'm honestly like kind of getting tired of it. Like we get it, like get him out. Like I'm not even feeling bad for Dame anymore. Like if he wanted to like get out that bad, he would have been out by now. But you're right, Sean. Like he's just like, oh, I want to go to the Heat. I want to play with my buddy Jimmy.
Exactly.
It'd be crazy if they did like Dame for Bam straight up.
Jordan Poole is making more than Tyler Hero. Just want to throw
Really?
that out there.
Holy shit!
Like,
Yeah.
yes, he is, but it's at the
Wow.
time the contracts were made. Like, if you look at the same time, like, comparable contracts were probably like the same. Like, Tyler Hero got paid 2 years earlier, so his contract, you know what I mean? But yeah, it is true.
That's
Neither of
true.
them deserve those
I just
contracts.
I think, the Blazers right now, they're not going to get anything for Dame. You might as well. You could get probably 4 first-round picks in Tyler Hero for him. I think that's more than enough. That kind of it fits into what they're going for.
Yeah, if you can get like later first round picks too, because I mean Jimmy and Dame are old. Like if you can get some 20,
Yeah,
27, 8, 9, I don't know.
even sneak a 2030 in there. It's gonna be nice. Like
Yeah,
it'll pay off. I think that's when Scoot's gonna be in his prime too. Like I don't know. Simons is gonna be great for the next couple of years. I just you got to let these guys grow.
yeah. Um, should we get into James Harden before we talk about overall winners losers?
Oh, we
Uh,
got to talk about the Celtics.
Oh yeah, we skipped over that. I kind of feel like I
Yeah.
have to like do an ad right now. I feel like too much time has gone on without saying something. Is that weird?
Can
Like
you
I
do
feel
a
like I need to
trivia
read
question?
something right now.
If you want an ad, I can give you a trivia question.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay. I have a Villanova-related trivia question. Their 3 former Villanova players won Summer League MVP. Can you name the 3?
Wow.
Was it Josh Hart? Did he win it for the Lakers?
Yeah, he did. One's easy because it just happened.
3 former. Oh, Whitmore. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whitmore won MVP.
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess
Would
he
have
had a
loved to see that at Nova.
Yeah, that low-key made me really angry. I'm not gonna lie.
So
I might be in the
Cameron White,
minority,
Josh
but
Hart.
I really didn't like him popping off in the summer league.
Is
It's
it,
gotta be an old guy then.
Yeah, got to be an old head.
Yeah, 2006.
What is it, like
Don't
Kerry
tell me
Kittles?
it's
Not
BBL
Kittles.
BBL Lowry. Yes, sir. Bang.
No,
Bang.
not Lowry.
Not Lowry?
BBL Lowry.
Nope.
What? 2006. That was his rookie year too. There was another Villanova guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who was on that team? Oh man.
Minnesota. I think he played with Randy Foy.
2006.
Is Randy Foy?
Oh, that's right.
Randy Foy was a
Dude.
summer league MVP?
Dude, he was cold on the Nuggets. He was cold.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Wow.
That
All
was a
right.
good one, Rank. That was a
Yeah,
good
that
one.
was. That was a good one. So we talked about Porzingis and Smart a little bit. I don't know.
I want to dive into the Marcus Smart a little more.
Yeah, let's go Smart. Smart's in the Grizzlies. First of all, I just want to say, Rank, I mean no offense to you personally, but I don't know why your team keeps just dicking down these loyal guys. Like I just got very much Isaiah Thomas vibes from this. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not even. I'm not a big Marcus Smart guy at all. But I associate him with the Celtics. Like he is the heart and soul of that team in my eyes. Might be the minority, but it just
It
felt
hurt.
cold-hearted, man. I don't know. That's all I got on that.
It hurt. There's a lot of rumors
And even
that
as a
day.
fan, you got to feel for him as a person, right?
Yeah. It hurt that day. I don't know. There was rumors all day about Porzingis and Malcolm Brogdon going out in the trade. I'm not sure that fell through because of injury or something like that. But it is tough seeing Marcus Smart not being a Celtic anymore. Definitely hard. But it is the NBA. It's no hard feelings, I guess. He seems pretty okay with it. I don't know. It is tough letting the heart and soul of your team go again. This has happened again, but Brad Stevens and Celtics organization is all about the whole New England way, moving on and getting the better player no matter the price. So
New England way. I mean, we just talked about the Suns and their identity, right? I thought Marcus Smart was a big part of your guys' identity.
Well,
he was.
Tatum. Tatum
Yeah,
is
but-
what they're going for now.
Tatum needs to step
Yeah,
up.
I know what you mean though, Truitt. They don't have like
Think of
their
like
dog.
Smart as like the
Their
Draymond
dog.
Green of the Warriors. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
And both of them,
Defense and playmaking.
Marcus Smart and then Grant Will, like
Shout
two
out
of
to
the
the
guys
Grizzlies
who
though.
did it. Like Grant Will, even like two of the guys who like
Yeah, it's true.
were the
It's
identity,
true.
the heart and soul, the backbone, the trash talk, and all that stuff, both gone.
Yeah.
I think this is a great move for the Grizzlies though.
So does he
Bam,
start
Desmond.
or no? He's gonna come off the bench. How's this gonna work?
Dude, I think with he could start. You run because he can defend 1 through 4. You know, he's defended 1 through 5, but with him and Jaren Jackson, that's gonna be a tough team. You know, Desi and praying Ja gets out of the streets or whatever he's done, whenever he's done thugging around. I think this is a great move for the Grizzlies, considering they kind of got him for nothing.
Yeah, I guess you slot him. Well, he's gonna start regardless because Jaw's gonna be suspended. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about that. If you want to say like 2 sentences on that, Jaw got away with a lot. I thought he was going to be suspended for half a season, 25 games.
Should have been.
Nothing.
Should have been. Dude's an idiot.
It's a money thing. It's got to be a money thing. NBA can't afford to have Jaw sit out half the season.
The team though,
That's
with
facts.
if you have Marcus Smart starting at the 3 when Ja's back healthy, like a lineup of Smart, Ja, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, like that's a scary team looking forward. Like defensively, offensively, they can compete in the West. And you add veteran leadership and veteran toughness to a team that's been very young and missing that a lot. But maybe you can get Ja Morant into shape.
Yeah. What did they give up in that trade?
Tyus Jones.
I think it was just picks. Let's take a look.
It was
But
Tyus Jones and picks.
oh yeah, that's right, Tyus Jones. That's a pretty big loss though. Tyus Jones was incredible for them.
Yeah.
He what's the stat? Like he led the league in consecutive years, like assist to turnover ratio by
Yeah.
like a wide margin or something like that. So I don't know. It's a winning move though. I'll tell you, a team like the Grizzlies is like the Suns' worst nightmare. Jaren Jackson and Marcus Smart, Ja Morant. Nobody on their team can guard Ja, and you have two defensive dudes like that. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like what the Grizzlies are doing. I think that was a great move.
And I mean, what was their issue when they played the Lakers? They just didn't no veteran leadership. You know, and you got that here. You need that toughness. You honestly need someone to be like Ja, like sit the fuck down and like do your job. Like stop getting into these antics. And Marcus Smart can do that. He holds guys accountable. He's a locker room guy.
They just got like a glorified. No disrespect to Marcus Smart in saying this, but they just got a so much better Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, he's
That was an
so
interesting
much
way to
better.
put that. That was an interesting analogy there. But yeah,
Better
I see what you're
quality
talking
and
about.
more respected.
So Rank, there's a lot of big men in Boston now. You think it's gonna work?
We went from having
Yeah.
too many
Yeah.
point guards to too many big men. So it's just flipped the situation. Al Horford's getting old, so Porzingis and Rob Williams running together. Who knows? It should be an interesting thing. We'll see how Joe Mazzulla mixes it all together.
I think it's going to be great for Porzingis because now he can play the 4 in every
Yeah.
lineup. You know, with Dallas, the one problem he had with Dallas was availability. He played, I think, like 70 or 80 games in the 300 that he was supposed to be there for. If he can stay healthy, man, he'll be great at, spotting up. He really did well in the pick and roll this year offensively. I think, rebounding, it's got to be better than when he was in Dallas because now he's got Robert Williams and Jason Tatum next to him. I really like this trade for the Celtics, Rank. I mean, you have to give up Smart, but it was time to switch something up, and this is kind of an all-in move, I think, for the C's. So I really like it.
Yeah,
It seems like
It was
he's
definitely-
just tired of being so close, you know.
yeah. We were being close so often, and this just adds another star player. Puts the big three in Boston, probably the best big three in the NBA. So we'll see what they can do with it. They still got role players around. It's not like we're the Suns with nothing around them. So see how it goes.
All right, I think we're time for the winners losers of the off season. I'm very curious to hear what you guys think.
Wait, I have one more thing real quick.
Anyway,
Liam,
yeah.
how do you think about Grant Will to like
Okay.
Mavs and the Mavs offseason?
Oh, good question.
I honestly, I clown Grant Williams a lot because he's a musty clown. Shout out Batman. But I think he's gonna fit in really well with Kyrie and Luka. He's got the same job that Reggie Bullock had, and that's make your open threes and play some good defense. And he's better than Reggie Bullock at both of those. But he has said he's really wanted to play with Kyrie, and he said he's really wanted to play with Luka. So I'm excited. The contract, we paid for him, but if you want any role player now, you have to pay. That's the way it goes. And I think seeing Dylan Brooks get 4 for $80, and we got Grant Williams 4 for like 50 something, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. So I'm happier that we got him over Dylan Brooks. I think he's so much better of a player, and I think he's going to fit really well alongside Luka and Kyrie.
All right, are we ready? Winners, losers? I'm excited. I like to throw out the first winner. I know, like this is you guys might not like this, but it's a little biased. My favorite team doesn't go out. They're not a free agency destination, so I have to go with my second favorite team. But oh my God, Los Angeles Lakers! You got to admit that was a good offseason. You have to admit. Gabe Vincent,
Great offseason.
Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes. You got some youth, and you got some youth that can do stuff too. You re-signed Hashimura, Torian Prince. Gabe Vincent just had a phenomenal playoffs. You keep Hashimura, which is a great, mid-season acquisition. Reddish and Hayes can do their stuff, and they're not like veterans, they're not old dudes. So we're not signing Carmelo Anthony or anything. We're signing some young guys. This was a great offseason for them, I think.
I have one question about the Lakers, and this is because I am extremely biased and delusional.
Sure.
Jared Vanderbilt, where does he stand on that team now?
It's a good question.
Because I think a great trade that would help both teams. Vando for Timmy Hardaway. Lakers need some more depth shooting. Mavs need a defender, a versatile wing like that. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, obviously, Vando's a little better than Timmy, but I think that could help both. I think that could help both teams. I really do.
I see what you're saying, though. It kind of seems like he might get lost in the shuffle. I'm curious to see how Darvin Ham's going to figure this out, though.
Yeah, he'd be our starting four down in Dallas. So
I feel like they have a similar problem they had last year.
I'd like to explore that.
A lot of role players, but also the fact that they're not younger role players, so that's better than last year. But trying to figure out who plays when, and I think they'll have another deadline, sellout/clear out, where they'll get rid of some of these guys they don't need anymore.
Yeah,
D'Lo's got to go for them. D'Lo's got to go. Ship him to China. He's the odd man out on that team.
So they didn't keep Schroeder, right?
No.
Or did they?
No, Schroeder's with
let's
the
see the roster
They
Raptors.
kept
now.
D'Lo, but they didn't
No.
keep Schroeder. The great thing about the great thing about this though is if you guys remember 2 years ago when they had just traded for Russ, who's old, signed Melo, brought in Bazemore, Dwight Howard was 45 at the time. It was just a gross team. Hey, he's dominating out in Taiwan.
Yeah,
Don't disrespect him.
facts.
He's
Facts.
dropping 40 and 50 a night.
Dude, he's shooting threes over there. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is wild. Anyways, that's all I got about the Lakers. I think they're just trying to they're just going to squeeze as much time out of LeBron as they can. Which why wouldn't you? They kind of turned a corner after that Russ trade. I can't believe I just said that, but
If they had Russ though in the playoffs, it would have been a little different story in my opinion. But
It wasn't
That's
Russ's
neither
problem.
here nor there.
It was
I
the
really wanted to
contract
be on
and
the
stuff
show
like that.
just so I can say, yeah. I remember
his
looking
contract.
and watching D'Lo in the playoffs and being like, "This is the guy you brought in." He was even like taking away all bias. He was like the same as Russ. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say that like D'Lo was worse. I won't go that far. But oh my god, the same at least. 4 for 19.
He
Got
was
some-
way worse.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Way worse. Let's keep it a buck. Russ was the only reason the Clippers like played against the Suns.
Yeah, well,
It's the
I'm talking
only
about,
reason.
like Lakers Russ, not Clippers.
Oh
Russ.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Well, Lakers Russ was always the scapegoat.
yeah.
He need to go.
I have my
Rank,
winner
you got a
of the
winner or a
offseason.
loser?
Yeah, I think I kind of have two. Based on off-season like player moves, I have the Clippers because they kept Russ for $4 million, and they have a point guard now, and they have a team around him, and they still have Kawhi and Paul George,
Yeah.
and if they can stay healthy,
Yeah.
that team is going to be really dangerous. And non-player
ours.
movement-wise,
Yeah.
I think the Pistons signing Monty Williams is a huge for their team. I think they finally have a real coach, and they have the talent on that team. They have a bunch of young guys. I'm really curious to see what the Pistons do. I think they can be a playing team this year.
I hope Monty gets like a 4-year leash on this team because I think when all these guys start to grow, the Pistons are actually going to be good.
Yeah, I agree with that. This isn't just like I don't know if this is a winner or loser. I'm just curious on your guys' opinion. But, like, what's going on in Houston right now? There's something. I don't know if it's good or bad. There's something going on in Houston. Freddie and Dylan and then all these, like, guys they drafted. Like, something's going on.
If you want to talk about teams Liam's making fun of the Blazers for not being on the same timeline, the Rockets are the biggest example of that. They signed in guys who are past their prime. No offense to Freddie Van Vliet and Dylan Brooks. Meanwhile, you have guys coming up to the system like Jabari Smith, Thompson twins, and they just throw a name out there. Like they have a lot of young guys and they have a bunch of these old guys. And if they want to be a consistent playing team, sure, but that's their stealing right
I'm
now.
gonna let you
How
go,
the
Liam.
fuck? How the fuck is Dylan Brooks getting $20 million a year? How is Dylan Brooks getting $20 million a year? How? There's no. It just I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Fred Van Fleet is now like the fourth highest point guard being paid in the league. What
That's
the
crazy.
fuck? What the fuck? I don't know what they're doing. I was gonna pick them as my biggest loser, but I thought that was low hanging fruit and that was too easy. But no, Rank, I totally agree with you. I don't know what they're doing. Why would they pay Dylan Brooks? Why?
Neither of those guys should have gotten paid.
It's like they have money to spend. Blank checkbook. They're just tossing shit out, dude. I could have got a fucking deal from the Rockets, bro.
It's the Lakers a couple years
One
ago.
quick
they signed
comment.
Luann
I just want to
Deng
say how
and,
Rank called
whoever else it
Dylan
was.
Brooks past his prime, and he's like 26, and he's
Nah.
just a failure as a player now, which I
He
agree with
is.
you. But I just thought it was so funny because he's
He
like
is.
so
He's
young
done.
still.
He's done. What are they doing?
That Thompson guy's gonna be good though. He looked really good in the summer league.
Is it a men or Aswar? Aswar?
I don't know. It's gonna be so
I
confusing.
think it's a men. I don't know, but they're both going to be good.
Is KPJ
Right.
just out of the picture now? Like I
No,
thought that
didn't
was
he
gonna
get
be
traded?
Oh, did he
Didn't
really?
he get- I think he went. I'm not sure.
No, I think he's still there.
I'll look it up. I thought he did. KPJ. No, he's still on the Rockets. Never mind.
It's
Yikes.
literally they remind me of the Lakers.
No,
I
but
would-
they're gonna
yeah.
have, like,
when
a
they
good
had all
start.
that
Even if
contract
you
space.
don't include Dylan Brooks and everybody. No, you go, Sean.
It reminds me of the Lakers a couple years ago when they had all that contract space and they gave Luau Deng and I can't remember who else it was. Those
Oh, God.
bags that looked terrible for years. Like this is what it looked like again.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but when Dirk was on like his last legs and the Mavs signed Wesley Matthews and Harrison Barnes to big contracts, this is exactly what it is. Like, they're just going out and getting mid for no reason. Straight mid.
I have an under the radar loser, and it's tough to call them a loser because they just want a chip. But I think losing Bruce Brown and Jeff Green are pretty big losses. And
Yeah.
not really sure why they re-signed Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan, none of whom played in the playoffs. But yeah, I think Bruce Brown's really going to hurt them a little bit. Not
Yeah,
saying they're
but
going to be bad, but
the Nuggets they just didn't have the money to re-sign him. The
yeah,
dude was going to get $20 million a year. Bruce Brown wholeheartedly deserved it.
You guys think
Nuggets
Colin
couldn't
plays
offer
next
more
year?
than 9, I think. Like, yeah, Gillespie's going to be good for them next year. I got a loser though that I think is somewhat of I'd call him a big loser now. The Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know if you guys saw what Embiid just said, but he had a quote the other day that said he wants to win a chip no matter what, whether it's in Philly or somewhere else.
he also did retweet that and said he was trolling. I don't know.
Yeah,
whether,
he did, but
he might have been just trying to like back out. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Harden wants out. Hilarious. You know, I don't really know what
They
they're going
signed
to do.
the GOAT though. They signed Patrick Beverley.
But you know who they lost? They lost the other GOAT, Georges Niang. So, tit for tat. I don't know, dude. I'm worried about the Sixers now. Like, Embiid showed in the playoffs, he's nothing but a flop merchant.
They didn't get better. They
Jokic
were
clears.
bad last year. They didn't have enough to get over it, and they haven't gotten better.
No, and now they're going to lose Harden.
Yeah.
Or if Harden stays, it's going to be another Brooklyn Nets situation. He's going to hold him hostage.
Yeah.
I've got two losers, actually.
So would Harden have to would it have to be a sign and trade if you want to go to the Clippers?
Is he up for a contract right
You
now?
ready-
Did he decline
you
or did
already
he accept
opted
his
it.
player option?
I don't know.
Say it
Sorry,
again,
can you
Rick?
repeat that, Rank?
Yeah.
He already opted into his deal, so he's now with the Sixers for
Oh.
a year, and he'd have to get traded now at this point.
Okay.
The Clippers would be fools to go out and sign him or go out and get him, I think.
Yeah, that's just too much going on there. Harden, Kawhi, PG, Russ, like that's just too much going on.
I'm going to sound like a Glazer, but I think Norman Powell low-key fits him better.
God.
Because Norm's unselfish. He doesn't need the ball like that.
Right.
The dude's just a full-on player. Harden had one 40-point game in the playoffs. Guess who else did? Norm. Storm and Norm did too. So let's not forget.
Jesus.
My God.
That's my boy, though, for real.
I've got two losers, actually. One is the Minnesota Timberwolves, because they're paying three centers a ridiculous amount of money. Which they're just falling into this trap again. And the other is the Raptors, because they have done absolutely nothing. They lost Freddie Van Vliet. They haven't done anything to improve.
You know what they've done? They've signed Jakob Poeltl. What are they doing? Dude, all these directionless teams, it doesn't make any sense.
But did they really lose like? Well, okay, let me bring up a good point. Like directionless, like are they just going to tank? Is that? Are they just embracing?
I thought for
full-on,
sure
worst team in the league because they just have Scotty Barnes and that's it.
I thought for sure Siakam and OG would be moved by now.
Yeah.
I really did, but I don't know what they're doing.
They're like
They want so
slowly gutting themselves. Like, all right, Freddie's gone. Now we're gonna just hang out with, like, then 2 years later, okay, Pascal's gone. Then 2 years later, OG's gone. Like, just do it all at once.
You can't do it season by season. You can't
Scotty
do
Barnes
it
is
like
gonna
that.
be fucking 28 by the time they tank. Like, it's gonna be
They
terrible.
won
And
three
you have to
first-round
trade
picks.
him.
Yeah.
Like they discussed it in the deadline, but nobody wanted to pay 3 first-round picks for OG Anunoby, which
Ooh.
I don't think anybody's gonna do.
You know who OG would be good on right now? He'd be good on the Celtics. He'd be good on
Yeah.
the Celtics.
Dude, he'd be good on every team with a playmaker.
Yeah.
He's
He'd be good on the Mavs.
what I would do, man.
He'd
What
be
I would
really
do,
good on the
dude.
Mavs.
You could literally say that about anybody though. Because
Yeah.
right now we have Luke and Kai. And musty ass Grant Williams.
Do you call it a win for the Mavs re-signing Kyrie and I'm assuming that, and then Grant and
Yes. Because now they still have like some money. I know they have a full mid-level exception too, and I really want them to get either PJ Washington or go out and try and get Vando. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And then they still need a center though. That's the problem. It went from they were gonna I don't know, Mavs Twitter was going crazy. They were gonna get Miles Turner's, then Jared Allen,
Habs Twitter.
then they were gonna get Clint, then they were gonna get Clint Capella, and then it went all the way down to us re-signing Dwight Powell. So
I can't believe you just said Mavs Twitter was going crazy. I don't
Dude,
think
we
anyone
were.
else has ever said that statement in their life.
I don't know. I want to get into the draft in a little later because I think we'll talk about my team and I think they excel this draft. But
Yeah.
that's we'll talk about it later. I don't know.
Well,
The Mavs
I-
can use everybody, bro.
Does anybody have any more winners losers? I'm trying to think if we missed anything.
I think the Pacers are going to be nice next year.
Yeah.
I really do.
I
The
just saw
first round was
some
big for them.
The Pacers are a team
stat
that's
of like Tyrese.
team away from a superstar.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Tyrese, Benedict, Buddy. Their new guy, was it Jarris Walker? He's going to be nice. And they got Obi Toppin for a bag of chips. Nemhard looked good. They're going to be nice.
It's
Little
kinda sad.
TJ McConnell off the bench, too.
They gave up. They just kind of gave up on Chris Duarte. Wasn't he like in his second year last year? Maybe he was third. Not that I watched too many Pacers games, but I just remember him getting drafted like lottery, like within 2 years or 3 years.
They have enough other young guys on the
I don't
team
know.
that he's not mattering anymore.
Yeah.
All right, let's
NBA
go.
draft?
Let's go draft. Yeah. Number 1 pick was a pretty big surprise. I think we can all agree there.
What do you think about the Hornets taking Brandon Miller? Do you think that was a mistake by them and not taking Scoot there?
I'm gonna let Liam. I know Liam's very strongly opinionated about this.
I think if you have a backcourt of LaMelo and Scoot in 8 years, you're going to be a championship contender no matter who else you have on the court. So I think it was a mistake. They just got Ja 2.0. Gun toter, thug in the streets, helped out with a murder. Like, I don't know. I don't know how he was allowed to play like the rest of the season in college ball after what happened. And I'm not even trying to be a hater. It doesn't really make sense. There's something fishy going on with that. But NCAA fraudulent organization. But to kind of get off that tangent, I don't know. I thought Scoot and LaMelo backcourt would have been insane. So I think they kind of monkeyed up. But
Did you see the
It's gonna be fine.
videos of the draft parties? Like,
yeah,
they were pissed.
yeah.
They were so pissed. For good reason.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think
I don't think it's going to hurt
wasn't
them
a
as
terrible
much as
deal.
like people are suggesting. Yeah, I think I'm with Rank on this. They still got a good player.
I just think generational backcourt they missed out on. They really did.
and
I don't think it's
ironically,
like
I think
taking like
if
you got
James stayed in Portland, then Brandon Miller would have fit way better in Portland than Scoot would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Trying to remember what was the rest of the draft. So Liam, you got your
Thompson
guy.
twins.
I know you wanted that center.
I really wanted Derek. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thompson twins are going to be, both of them are going to be filthy, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Pistons, what they got is they're going to be really good in a couple of years.
Who was the first? Which team chose the first Thompson brother?
Was it the Rockets or the Pistons? So they went to Rockets, Pistons, one after another.
Yeah, it was one after
Okay.
another.
Ahmed and
It's so confusing that they're taking like one, then the like now I don't know which one's going to be better. Like
And they're both
I have
eight
no,
Thompson.
it was a Men to the Rockets, then a Sar to the Pistons.
yeah, they're both going to be filthy.
What do you think about the Magic taking another guard with Anthony Black? Why are teams so stupid?
Dude, there were so many other people on the board too that they could have got.
It feels like the process.
I think even
again.
Whitmore would have been better for them. Like,
yeah. Like,
oh
this
my
is just
God,
a
you're
big
right.
fucking middle finger
right.
to Cole Anthony and
You know, it's a big middle finger to Markelle
Suggs.
Fultz.
Yeah,
That's
it
who
is.
it is.
They have so many fucking guards on that team.
Jalen
But they
Suggs,
also have
like,
I
so
don't
many
understand
fucking
it.
big men. So, like, I don't know what they draft there. Yeah.
They have so many mid players.
I really
that are
like.
just there.
I think the Mavs got a great dude at 24, Omax Prosper. I don't know if you guys have seen him play in the
Oh, the
summer league.
Marquette guy, right?
He's. I think he might be the best defender from this entire draft, and I'm heavily biased, I'll admit. But I watched summer league. The dude can literally guard 1 through 5. He's exactly what the Mavs need. I'm very happy with that one. And we got our center. We actually have a center now that could play defense and rebound.
I noticed how you haven't thanked me yet for giving you that center.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck the Thunder were doing. We gave you guys batons for nothing. We just dumped him on you. Which, honestly, I don't think he's going to be as bad as he was in Dallas and OKC because his job is to literally just shoot open threes.
I'd be shocked if they didn't cut him. I think this was just taking on money so that we could move up 2 spots.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wanted Derek Lively.
Who'd you take moving up those 2 spots?
Who'd you get?
We got Case and Wallace, which I was really... I didn't really know what I wanted the Thunder to do going to the draft night because you have the 1 locked up, you have the 2 locked up, you have the 5 locked up. You kind of have this 3, 4... Like, they use Jalen Williams so interestingly. Like, sometimes he's the 3, sometimes the 4. They play a very small lineup sometimes. And I think Case and Wallace is really just, like, some Dort insurance, but also just could be a really good depth piece.
I'll tell you this. Case and Wallace killed the Mavericks in a summer league game. Dude hit like 8 threes against us.
You can just tell by his energy. He plays really good defense. He's going to be a good player. I don't know if the fit's there. I'm not going to say I think he's going to be a great player. If he spends like the entire year coming off the bench, then I don't really know. But I wouldn't mind taking like a guy that can play the 4. Right? It's just now we almost have too many guys that we're like attached to because. If Dort's your 3 and Jalen Williams your 4, I don't know where the room is for these other guys. Is Poku out of the picture? Hopefully. You have that other Jalen Williams from Arkansas, Trey Mann. Like it's going to be really interesting to see how these guys fit together. But I'm not pissed about it after seeing that summer league versus the Mavericks. I'm not pissed. I was a little like confused because he's a guard at the end of the day.
You need guys coming off the bench, and especially with the new CBA stuff and those contract rules. Getting young guys who can call off the bench are important, and this guy's one of them that solidifies the Thunder going forward.
Yeah. Couple guys that fell. Obviously, Whitmore. Why did he fall? Why did he fall at 20? What happened?
What they say injury concerns or something like that.
That's the biggest confirmed.
I'm not surprised
I've heard.
Something.
Injury.
Dude had no reason to be a top 5 pick, no matter what. Like, yeah, he interviewed terribly. That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Not surprising again.
I'm not fucking surprised, dude. He never looked like he wanted to be on the court at Villanova. Lucky just depressing.
I like the. I'm not even trying to make a joke here. The Raptors taking Dick. I think that's a good pick for them.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be good.
He fell pretty hard too.
Yeah. I like Dick. Is that fit for them?
I mean,
Oh man. Oh.
Were you not even trying? Was that accidental?
No.
I like the Pacers drafting Bilal Coulibaly too. I think he's going to be good for them. 6'8", defensive-minded guard. He played on the same team as Wemby. He wasn't getting any looks before Wemby joined their team, and dude went 7th in the draft. I think he's going to be great. 6'8" guard.
Yeah, there's a lot of players. I like Jordan Hawkins going early. He's a nice shooter for I can't remember the exact he went for, but
Yeah.
somewhere in the top 10. And shooting's always very important.
Yeah, he went to the Pelicans, which that's a good pick for them.
I liked the Andre Jackson kid from UConn. He went to the Bucks, and I don't know if you guys saw the clip of him. He blocked like back-to-back dunks on back-to-back possessions, and it was I don't know. I just like the dog. They got him in the second round too.
The
But this
Celtics
draft
traded off
class
that pick,
is
and I was
pretty
mad
stacked.
they traded off that pick.
Pretty stacked.
You
Also,
know-
Monty Bates.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
good. No, that was a good pick.
Yeah, dude, he's been balling for the Cavs.
I was kind of bullish on this pick when they took him, but after the summer league, Keontae George looks really good.
Yeah.
Kid can fucking ball, dude. Was Chris Murray? Is he supposed to that's Keegan's brother? Is he supposed to be good?
He was pretty good.
I didn't watch many Blazers.
He was pretty good at Iowa. He's not
Or
anywhere
Iowa.
near
They
his brother's
both went
skill,
up. Yeah.
but he's got something.
Dude, why the hell is Keegan Murray playing in the summer league?
Yeah, that's the fuck.
Yeah, it was weird. Oh, I like the Heat pick. Jaquez. I was really low on him, and he balled out in the summer league.
Yeah, he
His
did.
first game, he had like 20-something. Shout out that guy. That's good for him.
I
I
feel
also
like this is
gotta-
like one of the first drafts in a while we didn't have like a blockbuster trade happen. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
Dame or something. I just feel like that this draft seemed like it was going to be the time when just like Dame gets fucking traded or something happens and just nothing. It was looking kind of boring. I mean, outside of the picks, obviously, which were exciting.
Mhm.
I've got to set out the Celtics pick. Jordan Walsh has been having an amazing summer league, and we traded back a bunch, got a bunch of second
Nice.
round picks to draft him, but I think he's going to fit very well in this team, kind of replacing like the Grant Williams type player.
Where'd you guys get him at?
40 something.
Wow. Yeah. Fifth.
We picked up like 5 second round picks in the process
What?
of like trading back a bunch.
38. It's pretty good.
You know,
Yeah.
one of the things about not being on the air is I have like no idea how much time has passed, and like I know we could talk about the NBA for like fucking hours, and I don't know if we can afford to do that. Right? We have
Wait.
like
Before we go on, we got to go really, really early season, and we just say our picks: Rookie of the Year,
Okay.
MVP, who's going to win the championship.
okay.
Rank, you want to start?
Yeah, why not? I let you enjoying this. Rookie of the Year, Truett, your boy, Ted Holmgren's going to win that. He's had an amazing summer league.
Let's go.
MVP,
Pick rank.
I'm going to go with Jason Tatum's going to take the step up without Marcus Smart there. It's his team. He's going to lead the team, and I'm going to be biased again, but why not? Celtics are winning the finals. This is the final of the year.
There we go. Love that. Got the home team. Okay. True. Who you got?
I want to go Chet, but I want to be different. I'm gonna say Dame gets traded and Scoot. I think that's
We
not
share
bad.
similar thoughts. We share similar
MVP.
thoughts.
This has to be the year that Luka does it, right? It's got to be the year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Champion. Rank's to be biased. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna go Los Angeles Lakers.
Lakers. Wow.
Great offseason.
Okay.
Wow.
I like that, True. Yeah, so we have the same two. Rookie of the Year, I think, once Dave gets moved, because he's going to get moved at this point. He doesn't want to be moved anymore. Scoot's going to be the man there. They're going to be feeding him 15, 20 shots a game. He's going to be Rookie of the Year. Obviously, you know what my MVP is. You know what my MVP is. It's going to be Luka Magic, baby. Winner next year. We had the first ever championship for the Denver Nuggets. I don't think they're going to repeat. Let's see. I think it's going to be a little weird next year. I'm going to go Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh god.
Why not? I wouldn't like that, but be flaming hot today. Why not? Why not?
I thought about putting Bucks, but that's just too safe of an answer. Let's get a little crazy.
Yeah, or not
Maybe
safe.
the Knicks. Maybe
Let's
the
go
Knicks will
sneak
go
Sneak by
next
the
year.
8 seed. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's well, not with Julius Randle, but
I got Dante now. The whole Villanova Knicks.
that's
Yeah.
facts. They just
Oh, we didn't even talk
trade
about that.
Bridges for Randall straight up. Bridges for Randall straight up. Knicks are going to the finals.
What
The
an
Nets would
awful
never
trade
do
that would
that.
be.
Give them all the picks in the world.
Low key though, one last thing about that. Tom Thibodeau, if I was him, I'd be like looking over my shoulder, like,
Yeah,
if
he's
I
got to
fuck
go.
up, Jalen's coming in here and take my job. How awesome would that be, though?
Dude, oh my God, they'd win the championship right away.
Yeah,
He wouldn't
I
do
think
that, but that'd
all
be
of us as
amazing.
Villanova alum, we would cry. We'd actually cry.
Yeah, that would be so sick.
All right, should we go NFL or MLB next? There's not a lot in the NFL if you want to get that out of the way, but there is a lot in
Yeah,
baseball.
let's talk about the NFL because I really don't want to talk baseball. So
I agree with
Sean,
you.
I feel like this has got to be kind of relevant to you here. So why, like, I understand why the running back market is like so fucked right now because it's got to be the most replaceable and most replaceable position, and the even the good running backs have like 4 years max of their prime. But for real, why are people not getting signed? Like, there's a lot of guys that are just not getting bags.
I think it's all just the fact that they're replaceable. They've seen it time and time again. The long run back contracts don't work out. Todd Gurley's really been the last one who's gotten the huge bag. Christian McCaffrey got traded just
Fuck, I
because of
forgot
the
about Todd
situation he was
Gurley.
in. But they don't work out. And it pains me because Saquon's a big part of the team. I don't think Saquon's replaceable. But they can franchise tag him twice and pay him $22 million a year and have very low risk on it. And at that point, 7 years into his career, I don't know how much he's really got left. It's also crazy. I saw a stat the other day that Bijan Robinson, the Falcons rookie, is the highest paid running back in the league.
wow.
That's sad.
Wow. That is sad. I think Le'Veon Bell ruined it for everybody. When he partied for a year, didn't play any football, the Jets gave him some money, and he played like complete dog shit.
Yeah.
I think that completely ruined the market. But how can a dude like Saquon, who's given everything, not get a paycheck, man? It's sad. It's so sad. That's just the way things are now.
You see, Derrick Henry was on Twitter was like, at this point, just take the running back out of the game, like the position. Like, it is really sad because these guys are like really fucking good athletes. I understand from a team perspective, it's just a bad investment to hand a running back a lot of money and then have him tear his ACL in the next 3 years and then be worthless. And they're the amount of talent that comes out, they're so replaceable. You know, there was 1 year I thought Devontae Freeman was going to be the best player in the league when he was on the Falcons. That was like maybe 4 years ago, a little bit more. Like,
because Saquon's really the heart and soul of his team. He's the one guy who's been there through all this. He's put the work in, and I think Jonathan Taylor said this accurately. Like, you put in all this work in, you get paid, and then they just replace you because, like, what else are you supposed to do as a running back?
Yeah.
Like, it sucks for them.
It does.
but at the same time, there's like people like Todd Gurley that like have a great prime and fizzle out. You know, they'll have like 3 good years and then go back to mediocrity. But you got Saquon, McCaffrey, Derrick Henry that have been like consistently good for 5+ years.
But Saquon has
Those guys should get paid.
Yeah.
Saquon's been injured. He's had all these
Those guys
injuries.
should
Like,
be-
last year was the first year
Yeah.
he like finally put it all together. So it's a big concern with the dude.
It's just part of the
just-
sport. It sucks.
It makes you put into perspective a dude like Frank Gore, what he was able to do with his career and never really like have that serious career-ending injury. He was a running back for 1 billion years.
Yeah.
You just don't see that now. I think adding the extra game in too is just so idiotic in the regular season. I think it's so stupid. I don't know. I feel for the running backs right now because right now you have your top guys. You have Alvin Kamara, you have Christian McCaffrey, Saquon, Derrick Henry, but they're not going to be getting paid like they should. And they produce a ton. They produce a ton if they're healthy. It's just
Yeah, Saquon was
sad.
33% of the Giants total yards last year out of everything, and he's not getting paid.
Jesus.
I mean, like in 5+ years, are we going to see every team just has running back by committee?
Probably.
Which
Because
is
we saw
sad.
how well it worked for the Lions.
Works for the Patriots every fucking year they win.
Yeah.
Football's such
You
a
know?
weird
Like-
sport because I feel like a lot of players are replaceable. Like, what's going to happen with Brock Purdy? Like, is Brock Purdy going to show that quarterbacks are almost replaceable? Can you just throw anybody back there? Does it really only matter on certain positions? I think it's constantly changing, and I'm curious to see where this all goes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think that's a little different. I think the
But
Brock Purdy
can you
situation
do the
because he
opposite?
had literally
Instead of having
yeah,
the
but
one
he
quarterback,
literally had like the 5 best dudes at his position on his team. Like,
I know, but is that the way to build a team? Have a bunch of skill position players and a rookie quarterback who's not that good. Which is the right way? I don't know.
so you don't think Brock Purdy's that good?
No.
Interesting.
Liam,
I think he's a-
you hopping on Brock Purdy's meat or what?
No,
I-
no, absolutely not. But
I
all
think-
I'm gonna say is he did the job Jimmy G was doing. It can't
Oh,
be that
God.
hard of a job.
We're not
Can't be that hard of a
we're not
job.
starting this debate. We're
Yeah.
not doing this.
Yeah. I don't know. I think San Francisco
Sam Darnold.
49ers quarterback has got to be probably the easiest job in the world. But I don't know.
Sam Darnold
That's
is
just
winning
me when
that
you
quarterback
have
battle
every single
and is
dude.
winning Super Bowl.
Okay. So the Titans signed DeAndre Hopkins. Why? They had a younger
Well,
one a year ago,
They
and he almost just
did
won a
this
Super Bowl.
because Mike Vrabel had the most career touchdown passes caught by a wide receiver on that team.
Are you
Yeah, it's
serious?
almost
Oh God, that's a really sad
it's,
statement.
it's
actually.
almost as if they had a dude like AJ Brown on their team that they. Yeah, I don't know. I think they did this so that in like a year they can say they're going to blow it up and then trade Derrick Henry to the Eagles for a bag of chips again. And
Please, bro, stop giving the
Blow it
Eagles
up.
all these players. Stop.
what are the Titans doing? What are they doing? They ruined who's their quarterback that they got from Liberty like 2 years? Was it Malik?
Willis.
Yeah, they haven't let him play a game, and they go
Yeah.
out and draft
Yeah.
another quarterback. It's
Will
like,
Levis.
yeah,
Imagine
eats
being
bananas.
Ryan Tannehill, bro. I'd be like, "Fuck you guys. Do you want me or not? You just drafted
Yeah.
2
Well,
replacements. You
they
drafted a replacement
Ryan.
for my replacement." Like,
Well, we talked about this. Ryan Tannehill was like, they asked him if he wanted to mentor Malik Willis. He's like, "Fuck no, that dude's trying to take my job. I don't want anything to do with him."
yeah,
Dude's
I
kind of
know.
a dick, but I don't know.
I
Will
know
Levis
Ryan
eats
Tannehill's
bananas
doing
with
a
the
job.
skin on, so
Malik Willis is like in this awkward stage where like Tannehill will probably be the starter day one, but then like if Tannehill fucks up, like they'll probably put in Will Levis and they just drafted him in the first or whatever round it was. So then Malik Willis
Malik
is
Willis
like,
is he could be cut.
that's sad. That's just a
That
fucking
is sad.
idiotic. That's an idiotic move right there. Pray for Titans fans.
if there's any, yeah.
All right, that's enough of that. We got a little bit of time left. I guess let's get into some baseball. Everyone, it's gonna be depressing for the 3 of us. So, should we talk about something like lighthearted, like Shohei, or just get straight into it, just rip the Band-Aid off?
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Rank, you want to go first? I know you have some stuff to say.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to hear you guys.
Why not? I'll start first. This team keeps giving me hope and keeps just tearing out my chest year after year. They have the highest payroll in baseball. They have these players, and they just cannot do anything with it. Verlander and Scherzer are bums. I don't know what to do about them. They should be traded. I want to get rid of all these guys. I'm not watching any more baseball. Baseball stinks. The sport sucks. And year after year, this is what happens. They beat me down every year.
That was really pessimistic.
Just a
Liam,
prospect.
you gonna say any? I can't tell if you're gonna say something better, like more positive or the same.
I don't understand what they're doing. They're the highest paid team ever, and they have DJ Stewart and Daniel Vogelback as their rotating DHs. They have these guys in the minor leagues that they won't bring up, and they won't give them at bats. We played a game 2 days ago against the Dodgers when we had a day of rest. There was no reason why our catcher of the future, our hitter of the future, Francisco Alvarez, shouldn't be in the lineup as a DH. Instead, we have fucking Tubby over here, Danny Burgers. Dude weighs 400 pounds and he's at 5 home runs of the year. If he gets on base, it's an automatic double play. There's no reason he should be in the lineup. Our pitching has been terrible. Highest ever payroll. And we have Trevor Gott and Dominic Leone in our bullpen. What the fuck are we doing? It's just like, I don't know. And we have these prospects. We have Beatty. Beatty hasn't gotten to play every day. It's no reason why he's not hitting well. We have Ronnie Mauricio has like 50 home runs in AAA right now. And for some reason, he's not good enough to be in the lineup. When Marte is shooting the bed, and if we have fucking Vogelback, it's just like we're literally a cursed team. We're cursed.
You guys have Senga though. Senga's good.
That's it.
I said that. I tweeted that out. I said Kodai Senga's going to go down as one of the best contracts the Mets ever did, and you know what? It's looking like it will be 5 for 75. But outside of Senga and outside of honestly like Lindor, Nemo, P, McNeil, Alvarez, and Diaz, everybody on the team can go. Verlander can go. Scherzer can go. Ottavino, Robertson, they can go too. Tommy Pham is at the peak he's ever going to play. Sell him high. Marte and Vogelback. Vogelback needs to be cut at this point. He has no spot on the team. We don't need a fat ass. Not only does he take up a spot in the lineup, he takes up so much space in like the team bus and the planes. I just like... The dude does nothing. He probably eats all the food in the clubhouse, too. They said that he lost 20 pounds before the season. He looked fatter than ever opening day. It's so infuriating. It's so infuriating. Buck has mismanaged this team so much, dude. It's just... I don't even know what to say anymore. The dugout
feels a little smaller when he's in there.
Dude, he probably, like... It's like a planet. Like, people probably fall into his orbit. I don't know. He probably has his own gravitational pull with his fucking belly. And he's terrible. He weighs 400 pounds. He won't swing the bat. He can't hit a home run. So he watches pitches go down the middle. I don't know what this team is doing, but Epler's got to go. Our GM needs to be gone. He needs to be gone.
Wow.
The Brewers guy, David
Just let the
Stearns.
kids play at this point.
Bring in the Brewers. Bring in David Stearns.
I enjoyed that.
Bring in Craig Counsell. Let's go.
We just need the kids to get their reps right now. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. We're not making the playoffs. Like,
where's Ronnie Mauricio?
Let Mauricio, Alvarez, Beatty, and Vientos get their at bats every single day. Every single day they should be getting their at bats. Yeah, that's what I got.
Whoa.
Your team's not much better, Trud. I expect a similar rant about the Padres.
Yeah. No, just wait for this. So, the reason why I appreciate the Mets is because if you guys weren't doing, like, we're honestly kind of on the same plane here, but you guys are just catching so much more media flack for it. So I have to extend my gratitude to you because we'd be the laughing stock if it wasn't for you guys. Not that we're doing any better by any means, because we're not. We're probably doing worse in retrospect. I know, like, you guys have seen this stat about how, like, the San Diego Chargers, like, were top 10 in offense, top 10 defense, and, like, just didn't make the playoffs in special teams.
It's my favorite stat because of special teams, baby.
There is, if I find it, I'll send it to you guys. There is a very similar stat for the Padres. Like, they are very good in a lot of major categories. I don't know enough about baseball to tell you which categories, but they're somehow defying the odds by being this bad. Like, they are literally defying baseball odds by being this bad. I'll have to look for it because I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want to show it to you. But, this team, it's honestly like, it's a new situation every other week because we started off with, like, our bullpen was really good. and our starting pitcher sucked. And now our starting pitchers are really good. Blake Snell got snubbed as an all-star, in my opinion. He's thrown like 21 consecutive scoreless innings, which is wow. And now our bullpen really fucking sucks, and we just can't bridge the gap to Hader. Um, Xander Bogaerts like fell off a cliff, and he's playing through some injury. Like every 3 days, he gets like some sort of cortisone shot in his wrist. I don't know what that is. Doesn't sound good. So he's just fucking it up. Manny has had a phenomenal July so far, but still, like the first few months were just horrific. Soto and Tatis are doing well, but the rest, Ha-Seong Kim's having a really fucking good season so far. Like he's as leadoff, he's been really fucking good as of late. So I'm saying all these positive things, so I don't really know why we're playing so fucking bad. It's like a new thing every story. Either, our pitching does well and we can't fucking score, or we're fucking scoring in the bullpen. I mean, did you guys see? I didn't watch it, but did you see the end of the game versus the Phillies when they gave up like 6 runs in the last 2 innings? Like it's really bad.
Yeah,
and
that was a collapse.
There was the only game we won in that series. We were up like 8-1 or something, and it got so bad. Like our bullpen guy Luis Garcia is so fucking bad. We had Hader had to come in the 9th, and we were up 8-1. I think it was like 8-3 at that point, and they sent in Hader, which is just pathetic, just to get the last out of the game. It's just really fucking sad, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start selling shit at the deadline. I didn't like that Juan Soto flew back with the Phillies. I didn't like that at all, actually. I didn't like that. I think he's gonna stay with the Padres because he really seems like he likes it there. He like reposts shit all the time. I don't know. There's just no depth in this lineup. Like we have a high ass payroll as well. There's just no fucking depth. Like if one guy goes down, like Tatis was out for a game, Xander was out for a while, Manny was out for a little bit. There's just no fucking depth. The guys that we bring in just can't swing a shit. Our DHs, similar to you guys, just suck. Nelson Cruz, I don't remember the last time he's played. Matt Carpenter fucking blows cock. I mean, I feel like I'm just preaching the choir, like for you guys at the Mets. Like these teams just suck dick, and they're just like have invested so much money into these really good players. It's really fucking frustrating.
Baseball makes no sense.
Last year, watching the Mets, they just had so much life last year. Like even if they lose, they battled. And this year, it's just they roll over and they die every time they blow a lead. But to speak to your point, the Padres have a plus 36 run differential this season. They are 44-50. The Miami Marlins right now have the 3rd wild card spot. They're 53-43 with a negative 12 run differential. So, like Rank said, baseball is weird, man.
It's a new story every game. It's just so weird. Like. Yeah. This is like my first full baseball season, and I'm just so baffled by how every game is just so like the variability between each game. It's like there's no consistency. It's kind of cool, but it's also like what the fuck? Like
it makes me really happy.
It's so weird
that
you can win one game,
fan,
yeah,
and not a Dodgers fan, because you can experience the pain that me and Liam has felt our entire lives being a Padre fan.
Yeah,
that's why. That's why you guys just sucked me down to your level. I could have been a Dodgers fan, feeling all good. You're like, no, Drew, come down to our pain.
We would not have allowed you to become a Dodgers fan. So
that's fair. Yeah,
I wouldn't have expected you.
Yeah.
I don't know if being an Angels fan would be all that much better, though.
No, probably not. Yeah.
Is
the Angels have a better record than both of our teams.
Yeah.
So
is Shohei having the greatest season of all time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the clip of the foul ball? That was like 116 miles per hour, and the way it sounded.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
It sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah.
Dude's on pace to hit 60 home runs. And Judge hit 62 last year.
Well, he might pass Judge's record while
he's just ridiculous.
While pitching and playing these crazy pitching stats. It's never been done. Nobody's ever done it.
An insane pitching season too. Does he lead the?
He's the best ever.
Is he? I think he might be behind Strider in strikeouts. I'm not sure.
That's crazy.
We got. I got
the big question, because I know we're running out of time.
No. Yeah, he's the most home runs in the league. Yeah. most home runs in the league, and he's 5th in strikeouts.
That's crazy. With Trout being injured, and I don't think the Angels are like a lock to make the playoffs. Do you just like cut your losses and try to get Did you just cut your losses and trade him?
I think if the Angels traded Shohei Ohtani, they should be disbanded as an organization. You cannot be, if you're like the GM, you can't be the guy that trades possibly the best sports player ever. You can't be that guy. You let him walk in free agency. You don't trade him.
I disagree.
You tarnish the entire, like, the Angels are so bad. I don't know. You cannot trade that guy.
They've been bad for so long. Why send him to free agency when you get nothing? It's malpractice if they don't trade him. Get a major player, get some minor league players, get some draft picks, get something. He needs to be on a different team come the trade deadline. Otherwise, the Angels have screwed themselves for years to come. They have this talent. They have this opportunity. It's malpractice if they don't trade him.
Malpractice. Wow.
I would not want to be tied to an organization that traded the best player ever.
But would you rather be tied to the organization and let him walk and got nothing from him?
What if the Angels haven't done anything in the past 2 decades anyway, besides they won like a World Series, what was it, 2002 or something like that? Okay, 2 decades ago they were competitive. They've made the playoffs once in Trout's entire tenure, and he was supposed to be the greatest player of all time. They're not making the playoffs in the foreseeable future, regardless of who's on the team.
Is there a chance that Shohei resigns? Or is it just done deal? He's out?
No.
There's no reason for him to. He's going to get paid by every team. Any team he wants to go to, he'll get a bag from. So.
I thought our 2 teams were going to be front runners to get him, but after this season, I think we might both be out of the running.
Yeah.
If Shohei becomes a Yankee, do we just stop watching baseball?
Yes.
Just all the pain flash across Liam's face.
I think Shohei might get traded to Mariners. That's where I want to see him at this point.
Wow. That'd be interesting. That's a take. I like that.
Yeah. That would be sick, but
Shohei and Julio fucking it up there. I like that.
Let's keep it a buck. He's going to the Dodgers or the Yanks. Like,
not the Yankees. The Yankees
as much as it pains us to say.
Yankees don't pay big men free agents anymore. He's not going to Yankees.
Dude,
he's staying in Dodgers.
If he goes to the Mets, I'll personally pay him. I'll toss some money in there. Like,
oh my god. If he goes to the Dodgers, then rest in peace. True, it's a baseball phantom. It was a good year and a half, but I will.
Are you serious?
If he goes to the Dodgers, are you kidding me?
The Dodgers are choke artists, bro. They only won the bubble ring.
Bubble ring.
It was worse than the bubble ring because they played 60 games. So
yeah, that does sound much worse.
I don't know. Yeah, but if you trade him for something, like the amount a team would have to give up, it would be like the Rudy Gobert like messing up like the trade market, but like times 100, because they'd have to give up literally everything to get him.
Yeah,
I don't know what a team could give up that would be fair though.
He's just an untradeable asset. Like, I don't. You'll never get back his value.
No, you need a top 5 pitcher and
top 5 hitter, yeah.
A top 5 hitter.
Yeah.
But Liam, he's a rental at this point.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah, that's fair. It is a rental. You're right. It's just, I don't know. You can't be tied to trading the best player ever. It just, that hurts. I don't know.
All right. Do we have time for the crossover grid? I know we're on a bit of a schedule.
We have a.
If we do it in like 5 minutes, yeah, I can do it.
Perfect.
We got to spit 3 brains together. We can do this. How does this work?
You guys see this? So you pick a player that played for the Sixers and the Suns, Sixers and the Clippers, Sixers in Portland, Suns and Wolves. Yeah, you just pick a player that played for these two
You
teams.
can't
and you
repeat, right? 'Cause
cannot repeat
I
players.
feel like Tobias Harris could fit in too.
Where do we want to go, Tobias?
Either put him in the Pistons Clippers or the you can
Yeah,
put Blake Pistons Clippers. Yeah, put
Bang.
Tobias in the first. No, not that one. Oh yeah, you got it.
Okay, there we go. Good work, boys. We already got 2 down. It's pretty nice. Suns, Sixers, Portland Sixers, Portland Wolves, Pistons.
Clippers Wolves could
Portland.
be easy. I feel like they've traded recently.
Oh, we could have put Reggie Jackson too for this one.
Oh yeah.
Did Shamit play on the Sixers?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Got drafted.
Bang.
Good shout right there. God, Sham God, did you see that?
Dude, I put in a Jason Williams for Kings Heat the other day, and it wasn't the white chocolate Jason Williams. It was some other random Jason Williams, but it worked.
Jesus.
It was like a 0.004%. It's
Blake,
hilarious.
we got enough
Did Tobias
Blazers out.
Napier play
Yeah.
for both the T-Wolves and the Portland Trailblazers?
Oh, he did. He did.
Good shout, Rank. Good shout.
That was my pick.
Yeah.
Nice. 4.3. There we go, Rank. There
Pistons
we go.
Blazers.
Oh, I got one for this one. Jeremy Grant. There we go.
Nice. Good one.
Boys, we're cooking right now.
Portland Sixers.
Sixers, Portland.
Oh, Rocco.
Yep. Robert. Bang.
Oh, we're cooking.
Okay, Suns, Wolves. There's got to be some overlap
Rank,
there.
you're right. There's something about Clippers Wolves that makes me think that that's something that just happened there. I don't know what that is though.
Did Norman Powell play for
Did
the
Hakeem Alexander
Wolves?
Walker ever play? I don't think so.
I think the
Nikhil
Keel
might
was
have.
Jazz and Pelicans.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what it was. Yeah.
Pistons Suns.
Did Okogie played on the Suns and the Wolves,
did.
right?
A Kogi
Good,
work.
good
Yeah.
shout there. That's a good pick.
Wow, 35% of people had that one. That's crazy. Tobias Harris headshot. Nice.
This Pistons Suns one's kind of fucking me.
Does Monty Williams
Rank,
count?
it can be any player. No.
No,
that's
it would have to be Monty Williams, the player, unfortunately.
Oh,
Clippers,
Charles
T-Wolves.
Barkley could have been the
That
Landry
one's-
Shamet one.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could have.
Clippers Wolves. That one's.
Both of these are hard.
Did Corey Brewer play on the Clippers?
I don't know.
I think yes, but did he play on the T-Wolves?
I low-key think he did, dude. Yeah, he did play in
Nope.
the T-Wolves. I low-key think he was in the
Yeah.
He
Clippers.
definitely played in the Clippers.
Should we go for it?
Go for it.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. God. We're down to one guess. Damn. I really thought he
we
did
gotta
play
at
in the
least get-
Clippers.
Yeah, I thought so too. Gotta at least
What
get
about,
8 to 9.
No, Mo Williams.
Wait.
didn't play on-
I
did
got
he
one.
play?
I
No,
got
he didn't
one.
play on the Clippers.
Markieff Morris
Yeah.
for Suns Pistons.
No, that was Marcus, no? Wasn't
No,
Marcus on the
Markieff played
Pistons?
for the Pistons. It was Markieff was on the Pistons.
Oh, you're
Nice.
right. You're right. Good.
Okay.
Wow, good one, Rank.
So we're gonna get this last one. This is gonna irritate us. I feel like this would be the easiest one too. Wolves Clippers.
Why is it so hard? You know what?
Wait, wasn't
Wesley
Russ
Anderson.
up? Wesley Anderson.
Dude, if I got that, I'm gonna lose my. Or Wesley Johnson. Wesley Johnson. If I got that, I'm gonna fucking lose
I
my
was
mind.
thinking Alex Rivers.
Oh!
What a shout, dude! What's the percent for that? Who the hell is
It's
choosing?
loading right now. We'll put someone else. We'll put Blake in and see if it loads. Oh, come on.
Dude,
I don't know, dude. Good shout though.
Thanks,
Wesley
buddy.
Johnson.
what a name!
Dude, the only reason I remember him is him getting
2.5.
broke by Harden. Him getting broke by Harden is the only thing like I associate him with. Good work, fellas. That was nice.
That was a good way to end it. All right,
Well,
everybody.
Wait. We got some birthdays, baby. We got some
I know Rank's
birthdays.
on a time crunch right now, but
Yeah. How much time we got, Rank?
Give us a couple birthdays, Liam, and I get out. I just got a tea time.
Okay. We got Ryan Helsley for the Cardinals. Happy birthday.
nice.
Your boy Truett Danielson Lamet. It's his birthday today too.
Who?
Lamet. He pitched for the Padres.
Oh.
Yeah. Torrey Hunter, legend, Twins legend. Happy birthday, Joe Torre. Over the basketball world, we got Bam Adebayo.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Bam.
Yep. Happy birthday to Bam. In football, we got Devin Bush.
Nice.
Happy birthday to Devin Bush. Let's see what else we got. We got in soccer. We got a guy named Vashawn Neufville. Happy birthday to you. I like that. That's all we got. Happy birthday to Ray Lugg.
I'm adding it to my to-do list to go back and clip all of Liam's birthday segments and just find the funniest names that he's ever read. That'd be a great video.
Yeah, I'd like that. Oh, we got it. We got another. This is a great name. Baseball. Butch Edge. Butch Edge.
Jeez.
Happy birthday, Butch.
Happy birthday, Butch. Celebrate well today. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. I'm glad that we on this new format, new medium that we were able to keep the magic going, and hopefully we can continue this in the future. We got to work out the logistics and everything. It's our first time doing over video and everything, but thank you everyone for sticking with us, and we look forward to more shows in the future.
Good to be back.